rock that beat.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another new video. Today we have the next episode from My Hero Academia, and to be honest I was really surprised by what it did. And it's not like it really did a whole lot, it just kind of gave a little bit more exposition about, you know, one of the main villains of the arc and etc. and how the League of Villains is going to be tied into, you know, that particular person in general. And the episode calls him Overhaul. I've seen people call him by some other name, whatever. I'm just going to go with what the episode called him. That's how I'm just going to continue it on from here on out. If you have a problem with it, go fuck yourself. I guess the first thing that I'll really say about the episode was I wasn't expecting anyone to fucking die. I wasn't expecting anyone to fucking die in this episode. Like, I was just expecting for there to be a little bit of a confrontation because, you know, the League of Villains always has a bad tendency to always cause violence with anyone, whoever they're talking to, rather. They always seem to cause some sort of altercation, some sort of fight, and it just always happens that way. I was expecting something to happen. I wasn't expecting for one of these motherfuckers to literally get their torso blown off. Because that's literally what happens in the episode. It literally surprised me. I was watching the episode. I was watching this stupid guy charge at him. I'm just waiting for something to happen, and then the guy's whole upper half of his body gets blown off, and my jaw literally dropped. I couldn't believe it, and I think it's more surprising so because even there's like definitely a bunch of darker moments in the show, there's definitely not enough to where you can really say that, you know, if you see someone die, it's surprising. No, when you see someone die in the show, I feel like it's definitely a shock to really see that actually happen, especially in the way that it happens within the episode. I seriously was not expecting it to happen the way that it did, and that was pretty much the high point of the episode. From there on out, and even before then, basically the episode consists of Deku, Midoriya, trying to figure out where he wants to go to do his work studies, so he can, you know, potentially have somewhere to go to whenever he's going to inevitably end up becoming one of the agency's sidekicks. And he goes to All Might's former sidekicks agency with Miro Togata, and that's just kind of like the whole point of the episode. Midoriya's just trying to find out where he's going to go for his work studies for the arc, and it just kind of goes off from there. And I kind of don't really have anything else to say about the episode other than we get to see a couple of other characters, some new ones, some really weird and interesting ones, and Night's Eye, that's his name, Night's Eye. He's a little bit of a nut job. I only kind of say that because Miro says that, oh, if you want to be accepted in, you have to make him laugh. And I was like, wait, make him laugh? What do you mean make him laugh? And then, of course, Deku asks the same thing, and he's not really good with comedy. He even says that in the episode itself. And there's this fucking girl, like, her name's, like, Bubble Girl, and then, like, she failed to make him laugh or some shit, and then the motherfucker, like, straps her up into some kinky BDSM bullshit, and then he starts, like, fucking tickling her to death or some shit. It happened, like, literally at the very end of the episode, and I was definitely confused by it more than anything. The comedy in the episode, for what it's worth, though, I will say that there was enough moments in the episode that I thought were, you know, kind of hilarious, that I was like, yeah, this is actually kind of fun to kind of watch and see these characters again, because I said this before, I like this world, I like the characters, and the comedy can especially be very funny and very enjoyable. So I, you know, definitely got a lot of laughs at the episode, but like I said, the high point of the episode was definitely where Overhaul, this motherfucker, kills a guy. And I even said this on Twitter. This guy literally was able to impress me in the one scene that he was in the episode more than All for One did, in the amount of build-up that he had throughout the course of 3 seasons. And yeah, I don't know if that's because that's kind of the hype talking right now, and I was just so fucking starstruck that that happened, or if I'm starting to kind of really piece things together. I'm starting to really realize that, yeah, maybe All for One wasn't really used to the best of his ability, and maybe later on down the line they'll use him for something. Maybe he'll come back, and or maybe for some reason Tomura will get, you know, All for One's powers and etc. But overall, this Overhaul guy, you know, he's a yakuza, and he's like part of an underground kind of thing, and apparently like organized crime like the yakuza are in the hero world are seen as kind of scraps for like villains, because now like because the hero association works like the way that it does, you know, underground crime and organized crime doesn't really work the same as it did years prior. And so the fact that this kid's a part of a yakuza is kind of surprising. But overall, if this is the main villain of the arc, he's definitely going to be very interesting to see, and he's probably going to be super cool. He's probably going to be definitely a fan favorite villain, especially if it really seems that way from what I've seen of people talking about him in the manga. So that's gonna be really cool, and I'm kind of just more excited to see what else they're gonna do. And other than that, I kind of just already wanted things to go ahead and just get right into the nitty gritty. And overall, I already know that I know that the wait's gonna be worth it because it has to be. But part of me is also kind of like, this pacing's so slow. I kind of want to just get into things already. But the wait will be worth it. I already know. It's just I have to try to be more patient than I am right now. So yeah, that's kind of the episode in a nutshell. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. If you did enjoy for whatever reason, be sure to leave a like if you're unsubscribed for more videos just like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'm really tired. I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm out. Peace.